Hey there everyone, this is Bud. This is a look at my Go Stadium Sinister Cup. I'm going to kick off round one here versus Tremoryeo. He leads Claydol into my Poliwrath, so not a good matchup really at all. Just kind of build up some energy and then switch, hoping I can get off as much damage as possible. But I know he's building a lot of energy with his Claydol. So I'm hoping to really just burn some shields real fast, and then here comes in Bastiodon. Not sure if it's the right move to go straight for Shadow Ball. I mean, it does a nice little chip damage here, but I probably could have done 2 Ominous Winds, and then, I mean, if I got the boost, it probably wouldn't have helped, but I could have done 2 Ominous Winds for sure. Um, Coming in back in with Poliwrath, I don't need a shield. Stone Edge isn't going to do a lot. Mistake here, I should have just farmed it down more. I go for Dynamic Punch really soon, because we know that Claydol is just going to come right back in, and I'm able to get off one Ice Punch, and I could have farmed it down. You know, I would have had not a lot of health left. I would have died, but I could have gotten off. Look, I was already almost to another Ice Punch. I could have gotten off 2. He would have been forced to shield the second one, because like I said earlier, he was storing up a bunch of energy. He has 2 Earth Powers ready to go, so I have to use both my shields. I probably could have gotten away with not shielding one of those, but I would have done a lot of damage. So here, I'm in a disadvantage. He has 1 shield. I do go for the bait with Crunch. He keeps shields. I'm able to beat him to Earthquake. So this is where having that second shield would have been very useful, or that. And see, he's almost knocked out, but then I'm already in knockout range. And there it goes. So I lose game 1. Hopping into game 2, he leads his Metasham right into my Marowak, which really is kind of even because I'm running Fire Spin. So I build up a little bit of energy. I couldn't switch at first. I bet it helps me because I switched Steelix into a Shadow Punch instead of a Fire Punch. So it uses a little bit of energy there with the worst move. And I'm able to get to this Crunch right as he's getting to a Fire Punch. So I shield just to kind of keep my health full. I go ahead and use my Crunch. Doesn't shield it. And I think I'm able to actually just farm him down. So I have a bunch of energy already. I'm almost to Earthquake, but we know what's going to come in. And his Metacham, I probably could have switched. My timer was up, but it's probably better that I didn't. I used the Crunch, he shields. I'm almost able to get to another one, but I over tap a little bit. So I bring in Marowak. I go for the Bone Club just to see if I can get that second shield, and I do. And he goes ahead and switches again. I know I need to switch out because I have Poliwrath, which will lose to Metacham, and this is more or less neutral, so I don't fall for the bait there, and I just kind of go for Ice Punch to chip away its health a little more. The bubble is mainly what's doing the work here. I go ahead and shield because I'm pretty sure this is Shadow Ball this time. That would have knocked me out. I probably didn't need to go for the Ice Punch this time. I probably could have just farmed it down. But I still have a lot of energy. But this, I was pretty sure, this is why I switched. I knew it was going to have Psychic, so it one-shots me. And I go right for the Shadow Ball that I already had energy for. And that's going to be a win for me in game number 2. Alright, going right into the third game here, and I catches Claydol with Steelix, which is positive. I resist the confusion. I'm able to get the crunches faster. Then he can get to Earth Power. Definitely Psychic and Earthquake. So I get off the crunch. I get the first shield. and just kind of dragon tailing away. I almost get to the second crunch, so I go ahead and shield, and it's Earthquake, which would have probably killed me right there. So he switches out right as I'm tapping crunch, so it's a good switch on his part. I get the crunch off, does a little bit of damage, so I bring in Poliwrath. And I don't want to let him get to Earthquake, so I go ahead and use Dynamic Punch. Doesn't shield it, lets it go down. And very similar to the other match. Here comes in Claydol. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Ice Punch. He shields it this time. It wouldn't have killed him. I almost get to the second one. Kind of like earlier, I was kind of too aggressively tapping and I didn't get the charge move off. And go ahead and shield that. I'm pretty sure Earth Power would hurt way more than I would have wanted it to. This could have come back to bite me, I feel like. If I would have just tried to farm it down, and it ends up being okay. Go for Shadow Ball. It does a nice little chip. I'm just kind of waiting for him to do a Stone Edge here to take me out. I'm able to get off not just this Bone Club. I'm able to get off another one right before I die. I think he was trying to save up his energy for when I switch back into Steelix that I had in the back. But I'm able to get off a second Bone Club and just take down the Bastiodon. So that was good games. We get that 2-1 victory.